Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the 33rd time, the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment brings to you SummerSlam. And for the first time ever, we have 5 guys on the screen here at the Essential Wrestling Podcast for this weekend's SummerSlam / Takeover special. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a few hours before Takeover starts. We're happy to have you here. We will definitely be done by the time Takeover and Dynamite starts at 6, depending on, I guess, overtime of a basketball game. If Dynamite starts on time, I'm sure that'll backfire some plans if they have something scheduled. Well, like I said, we have a big screen today. We have a big show. First things first, top center square. If we are the Brady Bunch, he is our Alice. We have our sheriff back. Tyler Adelle, how the bleep are you, pal? It's been too long.
It's been way too long. Definitely longer than I expected to be gone. I'm happy to obviously be back with everybody. I see some familiar faces. I see a new face. We'll get to. I'm going to get to introducing myself to you in a bit. Let's jump right into it, man. It's SummerSlam weekend. We got Takeover. We got SummerSlam. This is great.
That's it. I'm excited. You're excited? Feel these nipples. Ryan Joy is here with us from minutestobelltime.com. Every time you can quote Bob Costas from basketball, I'm going to do it. Ryan Joy is here from us from minutestobelltime.com. Ryan, you got the whole show today, buddy. How are things going?
Whew. Things are great. It's going to be a great weekend. I think tonight's show is going to knock it out of the park, and we'll never see what's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's going to probably be the last thing we talk about is that tagline. That's kind of just been looming out there that Mr. McMahon mentioned again last night when he was on air. With us also, John Smith, this is your forte. You are our senior NXT correspondent. You have your Andrade Cien Almas shirt on from back at NXT. Have a day, happy Takeover, John Smith.
Thanks, man. I got this thing for $3 on Cyber Monday a couple of years ago.
CN stands for. I thought it stood for more than $1. I guess I don't know. I figured we'd pay more for that. And of course, last but definitely not least, we have our first ever pro wrestling pick'em champion, the living legend, John DeConnie. John, how are you, pal?
All right, good to be aboard. Very excited for especially tonight, but for the whole weekend.
So, as you know, like I said, to be a PWP champion, these are the matches. SummerSlam are the matches that you got to get right. Many, many points on the line. I actually have graphics for the scoring system for SummerSlam, but these are the shows you got to be big on. John DeConnie knows what he's doing. He hits WrestleMania out of the park every year. SummerSlam, Rumble, he nails it. So, with today's picks, so today's show obviously will be brought to you by, I want to see if we can get all 5 of us doing this at the same time. All right, here we go. It's going to be brought to you by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends, play against the universe. There you go. So we're going to pick our picks for Takeover for SummerSlam all afternoon long for the next 90 minutes to 2 hours, presented by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Go on, make your picks against us in the Essential Wrestling Podcast pool, or if you feel like you want to create a private pool, just you and your friends, feel free to do so. That's what we do as well. I know Ryan started one at minutestobelltime.com. I had one that I started a long time ago. Like I said, John DeConnie, our first ever champion. And we're going to be seeing graphics all afternoon long from minutestobelltime.com. And I believe Sonic just grabbed a couple of rings. Look at that. I hit the button. Sonic got some rings. Our graphics are presented by minutestobelltime.com. As you can see, Ryan Joy's here with us today. He supplies the graphics. He supplies the stats. He is our guy for that. Elias Sports Bureau of Professional Wrestling. So we're going to start this off real quick before we get into Takeover, all right? It's a very simple rundown today. We're going to main event with SummerSlam. We're going to have Takeover mixed in as well, but we're going to curtain jerk the show real quick. Tyler, we'll start with you because we want to hear your voice. We missed your beautiful face. Your favorite SummerSlam moment, your favorite SummerSlam memory. When somebody says SummerSlam, What do you think of?
Honestly, I mean, so I didn't get to enjoy really much of the glory days of wrestling back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was way too young for that. So to pick a moment from them would be kind of unfair. But if I'm taking overall, definitely Rock Brock at SummerSlam 2002 in a building we're both pretty familiar with.
I know that building.
I know that building too. I might have been there a couple times. If I had to pick a favorite SummerSlam moment I saw live, though, was probably Hogan Michaels. When you watch it then, it was hilarious. And then when you look back and you see how, well, not how, but why everything was happening the way it was happening through that match, it makes it 10 times funnier.
Yeah. Like a fish. Shawn the Fish Michaels. Ryan Joy, I say SummerSlam. You say?
1991, Big Boss Man versus the Mountie in a jailhouse match.
Yes. The Mountie always gets his man, but apparently not in that match. How did that end? Somebody had to spend the night in prison, right?
He did some hard times.
Yes, the Mountie did some hard times.
The first pay-per-view I ever watched live, 1991 SummerSlam.
Nice. It's funny. You take all the matches that were on that card, one specific that people still talk about to this day. You go with the John. Good call, Ryan Joy. Very nice. John Smith.
Well, mine was also Brock versus Rock at SummerSlam 02, mostly because I was there. Sitting on the LIE for 3 hours in an old Bronco. Oh my God, my left leg, I couldn't even walk the next day from being in all that traffic because I was driving the clutch. Oh my God. But that was an awesome match. And, since that was already mentioned, let me just say, how about Lex Luger versus Yokozuna in the countdown?
I said it between SummerSlam 94 and then fast forward to WrestleMania 10. Probably the smartest thing Vince ever did was not give Lex Luger the WWF Championship. John DeConnie.
All right, so I almost want to go most of the way back. That 89 Brainbusters Heart Foundation, 16-minute tag team clinic from 89. But if you know me, you probably know where I'm going. That same O2 show, RVD, Benoit, IC title. By the end of the match, RVD's hair was out of the ponytail, and he comes home with the Intercontinental title. That's my SummerSlam moment.
And that title jumped shows because of that. 'Cause remember, Bischoff and Stephanie were in the back watching. They were the general managers, and Chris Benoit won it. I'm sorry, you just said it. I can't remember whoever won, but I just remember Bischoff in the background. Yes! Mine real quick, and I got two, and they both got me into wrestling. One when I was a very young kid. All right, the first pay-per-view I ever saw was the original SummerSlam 88. Great show, great matches. Elizabeth ripping her skirt off. I realized at that point in time, women were awesome. At 8 years old. But the Honky Tonk Man in the ring saying he'll challenge, he'll accept a challenge from anybody. He was supposed to be Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He got ripped up by Outlaw Ron Bass and his spur, and out comes the Ultimate Warrior and completely destroys the infamous longest Intercontinental Championship reign in all time and crushed it in about 45 seconds. From that point on, I was hooked on professional wrestling, and I was an Ultimate Warrior fan for life. And the second one, SummerSlam 97, which was at the Continental Airlines Arena in Jersey. I lost track of wrestling. I was getting, early teens, and 94, 95 in WWF. That wasn't, the glory years, if you want to call them that. But the opening match of SummerSlam 97 saw this kind of slender looking, long blonde hair, big nose, pompous looking down on everybody, D-hole. I like this guy. I like this Hunter Hearst Helmsley guy. This is going to be my guy. And it was magic with me and him ever since. As you can see, I got 2 WrestleMania title defense plaques here. I need the third one. So that's it for me with that. Give me Ultimate Warrior, give me Triple H, and I am a happy camper. But we're going to go forward right now. We're going to start things off with TakeOver, the 30th edition of NXT TakeOver. As you can see, to go over our standings real quick, where we are at. These are our records after Tuesday night. We had to make our picks for Emergence. Those 3-1s right there, we will get into immensely on Tuesday when we're back on the Central Wrestling Podcast, because Rohit Raju, oh my God.
So Impact.
Oh my, it's such an Impact thing to do, and Rohit Raju shine. To go even deeper, these are the parts out of order. We go. These are our standing specifics. These are our NXT records from the Great American Bash and NXT in Your House. As you can, Tyler and I got a little bit of a lead here. We went perfect on night 2 of the Great American Bash. We got the perfect PPV bonus. So we got a little bit of a leg up there. And so the scoring, what we're going to do here, we'll go over the scoring real quick for TakeOver. Real quick and simple. You get 5 points for the NXT Championship match tonight. You got 3 points for all other title matches. You got 1 point for the non-title matches. You get everything right, you get a 5-point bonus. So we're going to come out swinging, guys. We are going to come out swinging. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to continue with the bleep show that ended Wednesday night, and that is the NXT North American Championship ladder match. And here are the 5 guys that have qualified with their records for 2020. John Smith, you are the NXT senior correspondent. You've been kind of bringing up one guy's name throughout this entire process. You're going to stick with him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was Dexter Lumis until he got hurt. But then I figured right when that happened, they were pivoting to Damian Priest. I'm going to pick him. I would not be surprised if Grimes won. The other 3, I don't see winning at all. Gargano and Dream have had it before, and Bronson Reed ended the show holding that belt up, so there's no way he's getting it. So that's why I got Priest. And, like I said, if Grimes gets it, more power to him. I would be happier with that. I just think Priest is going to win.
John DeConnie. John Smith hit a lot of points right there. There was a huge brawl at the end of NXT on Wednesday. We're going to get into a little bit deeper with the next match because another match spawned off this. But John Smith is right. Bronson Reed is cooking with fire right now. He beat 2 former North American champions to qualify for the match in Johnny Gargano and Roderick Strong. He beat Damian Priest in a one-on-one contest, and then he comes out as the guy at the end of this melee. Bronson Reed making his TakeOver debut tonight, cooking with fire. You going to take him?
I was looking for any reason to take someone other than Priest. I would have been real happy with Grimes, but he came out, sat on top of the ladder, and played with the belt for 10 minutes. And in my superstitious head, check mark, he's gone.
Yeah.
But then what drove me nuts is that everyone had their hands on the title at some point. Yeah. So that ruined my superstitious. Well, he can't win it now. He can't win it now. He can't win it. So when it comes right down to it, I guess I've got to go with, because points are on the line. I won't go with my heart. I'll go with my head. And I'll go with Priest.
All right, Tyler Adelle, that is like the curse. I say, well, I'm going to make a hockey reference to you. You don't touch the trophy unless you win it. And all 5 of these guys had their hands on that belt. Grimy, a little bit longer than most, but he was the first one to get it. And then Bronson Reed at the end, he was the last one. What do you got?
I'll be honest with you. It's a tough call. Again, I'm a big superstition guy. I don't like touching championships before winning them, that throws everything off. Then again, my theory's out the window too. If I had to take anybody, I'm gonna go Cameron Grimes.
All right, Tyler's going Grimes time. Brian Joy. So you're a big records guy. We'll just rattle off some things here real quick. We got 2 guys in Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes making their TakeOver debuts tonight. Johnny Gargano and the Velveteen Dream are both looking to become the first ever 2-time North American champion. Johnny Gargano, here's the thing on Johnny Takeover, right? This will be his 18th takeover out of the 30 with a walloping record of 4-13.
The funny thing about win loss is a lot of times you're building somebody up to get beat by somebody else. So you have to always think about that when you look at the stats. But I'm picking Damian Priest in this match, but let me tell you why. When this human demolition derby is over and there are no ladders left to climb and they have to use the human pyramid, Damian Priest is the tallest guy.
Okay, but now that Cameron Grimes is on his shoulders, I'm going with Cameron Grimes. I'm going to go with the upset on this one. Grimey's earned this. He has been performing like you wouldn't believe. Yes, Damian Priest is – I'm not going to be shocked at all if Priest wins. Like, again, he's the odds-on favorite. It's just that Grimey, he's just been that – and that actually has been a recent feud. They've kind of since separated, but there's no reason why you can't put Priest and Grimes back together again. But then you also have the ready-made feud where Bronson Reed has already beat Damian Priest. So there's ways you can go with that, but I'm going to go Grimey. I'll go a little bit hard on this one, but I think you can do it. Up next, like I said, spawned off that melee. In the match was a qualifying match between the Velveteen Dream and Finn Balor. Everything going on, Timothy Thatcher comes out and decks Finn Balor, throws him in the ring, so the Dream can do his Dream Valley driver followed by the Rainmaker elbow drop. And that's how the Dream qualified, eliminating Finn Balor. So they threw this right on there. We got Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. This will be the second time, I guess you can say, technically they have met. They were both in a triple threat qualifying match. They both lost to Dexter Lumis, who was injured in that match and cannot compete for the North American Championship. We'll go the other way around on this one. Ryan Joy, you can lead off, pal. Who do you got?
Hey, both guys got decent records. I think the ultimate destination is Finn Balor versus Walter, and Timothy Thatcher has a history with Walter and the rest of Imperium. So I think we're going to have a Imperium run-in on this, and Timothy Thatcher
Really?
match.
Now, are we talking full force, or are we talking just Eichner and
Bartel? I don't think the other ones can get there. But
they're still overseas? Yeah, I haven't checked TSA in a while. I don't know where everybody is. Is Tessa Blanchard even out of Mexico? John DeConnie. John DeConnie.
Yeah.
I like this match.
I think this will be a really good match, but I'm going to go with Balor because, and I find myself saying this, it seems like every week. Otherwise, what the hell are they doing with this guy?
Yeah, John Smith, you did a lot of work with my website with takeovers. I know you checked off Finn Balor winning a lot of matches in that process, as they say.
Yeah.
Finn Balor has the all-time record. When he beat Damian Priest at In Your House, he broke Asuka's record. He now has 11 wins. He is 11-1 at TakeOver, with his lone loss to Samoa Joe at NXT TakeOver The End, which was appropriately named, I guess, for the end of Finn Balor, because he was then called up, drafted to Raw, and became Universal Champion. So we got the TakeOver guy going again here, John Smith.
Yeah, well, what'd you say? He's 11-1. I'm going to go 11-2.
Really?
I got Thatcher winning this. I think Finn's doing the job because eventually this leads to Finn being the NXT champion, and he's just doing what they want him to do for now. And then once WrestleMania season comes along, Finn Balor is going to be the guy chasing that title, I think. So I think, him giving the rub to Thatcher is a good idea. Build Thatcher up, and, they could do it in a way where it doesn't hurt Finn at all.
Okay. Tyler, Thatcher's Thatch can. John Smith's going to Thatcher's Thatch can. What are you thinking here, pal?
So I'm going Finn Balor. Kind of piggybacking off what John DeConte was saying. Since he's been back in NXT, he hasn't really done anything. It just seems like he's kind of there. You know what I mean? I'd like to see them do something with him and help him build a little momentum. This could be a big match for him.
All right, I'm going to go Finn Balor as well. I can't bet. I have a hard time betting against 11-1. The guy that does not lose on the stage. It'd be fun to see the Demon tonight. That'd be cool. No Demon.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. All right.
Shows up at the house.
If we see the demon, then my pick is toast.
Yeah. Thatcher. I think this is going to be a phenomenal match. I think Thatcher's going to prove his worth in this match. I don't think Finn Balor has ever submitted before, and unless maybe it's some kind of what Thatcher did to Oney Lorcan and like roll him up while he was in a submit. I don't see Balor tapping out here, and that's a lot of Thatcher's arsenal. So I'll be shocked if he does. So I will be a little bit shocked if Thatcher comes away with this. The ladies of NXT will be showcased. Our defending champion, Io Shirai, with a squeaky clean 6-0 record in 2020. She will be going up against Dakota Kai, who defeated Rhea Ripley to earn the championship match here. Couple things real quick. Just, Io Shirai is undefeated in 2020. She is 2-3 at TakeOver. Dakota Kai with 2-1. But this is the first ever championship match for Dakota Kai, Tyler. We're going to leave with you on this one. I know you're familiar with both, so who do you got?
Yeah, I think Io Shirai's done a very good job as champion since her victory in the triple threat match. Dakota Kai, it seems to me personally, it seems they build her, and then she takes 2 steps down, and then builds her up a little bit more, and then another step down. So I think tonight could be a real turning point for her. I say Dakota Kai is going to win.
Very nice, very nice. John DeConnie, chime in, buddy. Who do you got?
I originally had Kai taking the title, as we discussed on the last show. Then Raquel Gonzalez shows up. Now it even looks like Dakota Kai's got a little extra juice going on. So for that reason, I'm going to go the other way and say Io Shirai overcomes all the obstacles and retains.
Sounds good. Real quick, we're getting some comments here. I know this gentleman personally. We have Hector Alacron from the Barclays Center. He's chiming in here with Dakota Kai. So we got another guy on Dakota Kai here, Tyler. Here we go. With Big Mommy Cool, I believe you called her one week, John DeConnie, right?
Yes,
Big
indeed.
Mommy Cool. Yeah, she came out of nowhere. Kai wanted to do this on her own, and all of a sudden, here comes Raquel Gonzalez again. John Smith, who do you got?
I got Io. She hasn't defended it at TakeOver yet. So when doing all your stats the other day, I noticed that not too many people lose their first defense at TakeOver. So that's part of the reason. I mean, Kai could be winning this, but I just don't see it right now. I don't think she's strong enough, and I think Io is too strong to lose at the moment.
Speaking of that record, NXT Women's Championship record at TakeOver, and a lot of this is Asuka, and a lot of this is Shayna Baszler. NXT Women's Champions are 21-6 with 21 title defenses, and 2 of those 6 losses, I think 3 of them, 2 were Shayna Baszler and 1 was Asuka. So that record is all of them. But like I said, Asuka goes on an 8-match win streak. That'll shoot that record up. But Ryan Joy, it doesn't happen too frequently. It happened that in your house when Io Shirai won it, when she beat Charlotte Flair. What do you got?
Dakota Kai has more wins than any woman on the NXT roster, singles wins in 2020.
Nice.
But this one is one of those ones I was talking about. I think she's being built up to make Io look good. So I'm picking Io Shirai.
Yeah, this is Dakota's time. It's her turn. Candice Tegan had a shot. Candice, I believe, has had shots in the past. Maybe Candice hasn't. Now I'm thinking about it. It just seems like Dakota just keeps on getting passed over. I'm glad she's getting this. I'm glad she's getting this at TakeOver. So that should be great and nice. But the one thing that bothers me, and I'm going to throw this graphic back up here. Why is Io Shirai smiling? Even in the graphics on TV, I just like, why? This is not. Wasn't she insane? Like, wasn't she? she go crazy, or somebody calls her. I think it was Shayna Baszler, right, or Candice LeRae. Somebody called her to go nuts, and now she's back to happy, smiling again. No, that's not the Io Shirai I want.
No, she turns nuts when the music hits.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, once that strobe lights hits, it triggers something, and then she turns crazy.
That is amazing. That was great for her. No. Anyway, yeah, the strobes hit. She has the little clothes. It's great. So I got high hopes for that.
Wrestling right now.
As the senior women's division correspondent, I dubbed myself. I am extremely excited for that match and all three women's matches this weekend, this SummerSlam weekend. We'll get into the other two matches when we talk SummerSlam later. John McConney, I forgot to confirm this with you. Did we confirm, Tyler? I know you like to look up football stuff too.
I do.
Pat McAfee, was he the punter of the decade in the 2000s or the 2010s?
I believe the 2010s.
It's one of the two. He's all-time great punter for the Indianapolis Colts, Pat McAfee, against the longest reigning NXT champion of all time, over 400 days, with Adam Cole.
Well, Al, being that we're on a computer, all five of us are, I took the second to go look, and it was the 2010s.
There we go. Thank you, Tyler. So there we go. This is why we have. There we go.
He is only 31 years old, so it couldn't possibly be the 2000s anyway.
That is also true.
But yeah, Ryan Joy, we'll start with you on this one. Is Pat McAfee out of his element here? What are we expecting from this? Like I said, I have stats for Adam Cole. This is his 12th takeover appearance. He's 7-5, which I know equals 12. He pulled double duty one night. The night he won the NXT North American Championship. He pulled double duty that night, subbing in for Bobby Fish. 5-3 in singles matches. He's got a very nice takeover record, a little bit above 500. And then the only notes I have for Pat McAfee are pro wrestling debut and old decade punter.
Adam Cole's record is great. But I think Pat McAfee is going to not get embarrassed tonight. I think he's going to show up, and I think it's going to actually be a good match, and I think he's going to walk away with it, and we'll probably see this again down the road.
That's a bold pick. Now, John Smith, Pat McAfee, you have the shocked look on your face. I'll go to you. Pat McAfee, his big claim right now that he's only had 14 days to prepare for this match, and I believe what is the quote? Is that Pat? He's next level compared to Adam Cole. He's
next level athlete.
Yeah, that's a short joke. I don't think he's actually next level. John Smith, who do you got?
I can't imagine them feeding him Cole to Pat McAfee in his first match. I think that Pat McAfee has been secretly training for a while, and that he wants to do this legit. And I think that they're gonna have a decent match. He'll do something underhanded to get the upper hand so he can get some offense in at some point. But Cole's gonna come away with the victory. I don't think it's gonna be that long of a match. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes. They're not gonna give it a 15-minute, barn burner kind of thing.
Yeah. Tyler, Pat McAfee. To pick you up back off of what John Smith just said, Pat McAfee. He has the itch. I remember they showed highlights of Pat McAfee. If he downed one inside the 20, he was going off doing the Razor Ramon thing. He loves this stuff. He's been on TakeOver pre-shows, so to piggyback off of John, I'm sure he has been training a lot longer than 14 days.
Yeah, I mean, so I know when Pat McAfee first retired back in 2016, he had always entertained the idea of trying it out. I'm assuming, you don't just, again, like you were saying, you don't learn how to wrestle in 2 weeks. I'm sure he's been doing work behind the scenes, getting it ready. I'm sure he was told to, keep it quiet so they could, have a big plan or, I guess, debut for him. And, here we are. It's if people say that, Adam Cole should win this easily. I get Pat McAfee is definitely coming in here as a celebrity, but I think we've seen pretty often that the celebrity doesn't always lose their match very easily, or if at all. The first thing that comes to mind being my 9-year-old self inside still. I remember a particular celebrity named Kevin Federline having a match with the unstoppable John Cena, which should have not even been close. And if I'm correct, granted, with some outside help, Kevin Federline still walked away with the W. So I don't think it's going to be that easy for Adam Cole as people think it is. I'm taking Pat McAfee tonight.
All right, so we got 2 comments here. We're gonna throw up Jason Westman real quick. I guess he got a little Pat McAfee nugget. He did indie wrestling since 2009. He's gonna shock a lot of people. I believe that has a cat with a mustache on Jason's emoji icon. I don't even know what that's supposed to be called. And then Hector Alacron again chiming in. Bam Bam Bigelow Lawrence Taylor. This is it. This is the exact same thing. We got a football player versus a very, very well-trained wrestler. Like, Bam Bam was not a joke back then.
Yeah, and Hector just chimed in with another very good point to back me up.
Look, he didn't play football. Snooki
Doesn't
didn't
matter.
But
But it proves my point that celebrities don't go down very easy in their debuts.
John DeCounty, chime in, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm going to take everything Tyler and Ryan said to heart, but I'm going to stick with my guts when it comes to the fact that I know Vince can do whatever he wants, so he could reach down to NXT and push pieces around on the chessboard. But I believe in my heart that when it comes, especially to these takeovers, because they're his baby, Triple H still has the heavy hand. It's still his show to write. So I'm going to say that Triple H would never, this whole thing coming together, just the fact that the match is being granted, I think is the Make-A-Wish Foundation being granted to Pat McAfee. So I'm going to go with Cole winning.
Okay. I don't think this is a one and done for Pat McAfee. I think he's going to win this by hook or crook, and it's going to be by more crook than anything. Something's going to happen. I guess regardless, on paper, yes, Adam Cole should destroy him, but he's too good on the microphone. I don't know what his in-ring ability is going to be. That's to be determined. Like I said, he loves it. I don't think this is going to be a one-and-done thing. They've been on ESPN. Triple H was on it twice, ESPN, with Greeny talking SummerSlam and TakeOver. I think Pat McAfee is going to steal this. It's just going to be it's going to be a crime. It's going to be a flat-out crime that Pat McAfee steals this match. But, I got to go Pat on this one.
I think that was the promo of the year that he cut.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. We do have the kickoff match tonight. It does not count towards the pool. We will talk about it. We will make our picks anyway. I guess it's a little bit of a warm-up. It's always good to stretch out and, get a little bit in, before the show starts. So
warm up right before the main event.
What's that?
Warming up on our picks right before the main event pick.
Exactly. So we have a number one contenders match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. You got Breezango, you got Legado del Fantasma, and you got Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, two of the meanest looking SOBs. I've said it once before. I'll say it again. There is nothing more vicious in pro wrestling than an Oney Lorcan hot tag. I hope he gets it. I hope he kills people. It's going to be so much fun. John Smith, I know who you're picking on this one, so I'll get you out of the way first. Who do you got?
I got the Legado del Fantasma, of course. And I do understand that Imperium is pretty much a heel, so it's going to be heel on heel. But you know how I love my heel on heel action.
Yeah, you and your little fetishes there, a little heel on heel action from John Smith. There you go. Ryan Joy, who do you got, pal?
Well, I'd have Legado del Fantasma too, but I think the real prediction and the real question here is, what is Breezango doing inside Thunderdome for an entrance? That's why that match is on the kickoff.
That would be interesting. think all right. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to burst your bubble here because I'm excited for a Breezango entrance too. I don't think this is at Thunderdome. I think this is at Full Sail.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, they haven't said NXT once. I'll be happy.
I thought Takeover was, but the Prime show wasn't. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Tyler. There you go, buddy. I'm gonna with you. I'm gonna go.
Always. Breezango always.
All heart, no thought, no points on the line. No, I know Breezango's already had their shot, but you know what? Screw it. John DeConnie, who do you got?
Since there are no points on the line, I'll say some version of Legato and Breezango brawling all over the place, leaving one member behind, allows Lorcan and Birch to get the victory.
All right, nice. That'd be a fun match with them and Imperium, to tell you the truth. If you look at it that way, that would be fun. I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, I'm kind of rooting for that now. I know Breezango's already had their shot. I know heel on heel action doesn't come around too often, but all right. And then our main event. We've been talking about it for a very long time now. Pretty much, Tyler, you and I back around episode 1. Not this match specifically, but we have said Karrion Kross is going to get his championship match sooner than later, and sooner has arrived, Ty.
Yep.
As you see, both men undefeated in 2020. Keith Lee is also undefeated at TakeOver. Both of his wins came this year. He's 2-0 in TakeOver history, both in title matches, both as title defenses. Tyler, you can lead us on. We've been talking about it. Like I said, this is.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been calling for this since I don't know, May, earlier, maybe even earlier than that. I didn't expect Karrion Kross to keep his momentum as hot as it is now, and that was probably dumb by me. I'm going no contest.
Interesting. Okay.
I think Keith Lee has still way too many people backing him. I still think he's kind of in that honeymoon phase of having his championship. Everybody still loves him. Everybody's going to love him forever no matter what. And Karrion Kross is way too hot to eat a loss like this this quick. So I think a no contest or a double count out, a double DQ, however you want to score it, is probably the safest bet to not hurt one or the other in the long run. Because I think it's too early to take the title. I think it's too early to take the title off Lee, but it's too early to kill Karrion Kross's momentum.
Yeah, 100% agreed. It would help both guys, but you would have one very upset WWE/NXT universe, John DeConnie.
Yeah, that's the thing that's ripping at me here. I think it's way too soon to take it off of Lee, but Kross has been just this monster. And then there's always the caveat of, but wow, they really don't like to do no contests in the main event. So what do you pick here? I'm gonna go with Lee retaining, but I think it might be because Karrion Kross smashes him across the face with the lamp or something like that at DQ.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ryan
as
Joy.
not to stall anybody.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So as not to stall anyone's momentum.
Okay, gotcha. Ryan Joy, John Smith can attest to this. Like I said, he was my takeover guy yesterday. He did me a huge favor by banging out the 29 prior takeovers, plus NXT Arrival on my my daily pick'em game that for whatever reason is under construction as we speak when it was supposed to launch today. There have been 2 no contests in the history of NXT TakeOver, and actually technically it's only 1 because the other no contest was at NXT Arrival between, I want to say it was Xavier Woods and CJ Parker, if I remember correctly, who is now Juice Robinson. Another one was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which was an NXT Championship match. So not impossible, not unheard of, but it hasn't happened in about 5 years, Ryan Joy.
I don't think we're seeing it tonight. I hear all the reasons that people are saying here, and I think it's there's a possibility, but I think Kross is going to go over strong. I think Keith Lee's going to the main roster.
Okay, I don't think Roderick Strong's in this match, Rod. You gotta come here prepared.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You made the graphics. Roddy ain't in this match. John Smith, like I said, you've been doing a lot of work. I'll do the numbers for you right now. The NXT champion is 16-10-1. Like I said, that one no contest with Sammy and Kevin Owens. 16-10-1 with 17 title defenses. Adam Cole put up 4 straight prior to this. So the NXT champion on a 4-match win streak because he didn't lose in that takeover. So Keith Lee trying to extend the streak. John Smith, who do you got? NXT senior correspondent, main event of the show, the main event pick of the evening.
I've got Karrion Kross. I've had Karrion Kross since 8 weeks ago when I first came on the show, or however long ago it was. I think Keith Lee was an audible. I don't think that he was part of the plans. And then when AEW announced their little, pay-per-view on live TV or whatever you want, a free for view, they went with something to do a ratings kind of grab. And, Lee definitely earned it, but I don't think he was part of the plans. And I think making him the first ever double champ, and I think he is the rightful first ever double champ because it's 2 singles titles. I don't count Adam Cole having the North American and tag champs. But you gave Keith Lee that little thing in the record books. You're the first ever double champ, and now we're going to bring you up to SmackDown, like Ryan had said. So I think Kross goes over. They built Lee up strong enough to make Kross beating him, make him look like a real bad mother bleep. So that's what I think.
Lots of bleeps. What the hell did I miss?
Yeah, I slipped once. John slipped once. It happens every once in a while.
Did we go TV 14 while I was gone?
So just to keep with the theme, I went with this match. I've seen this movie before. I had this. I don't know if you know, this show, TakeOver, was pre-recorded. I don't mean to break a spoiler here, but Keith Lee wins. Keith Lee beats Karrion Kross at the end. I mean, here's the shot, the victory shot. You called Rocky, John. You called Rocky 4. How do you have Karrion Kross win it?
That was just for that one match.
Now this is the whole movie right here, and I know it's not Christmas Day, and I know we're not in Russia. I'm going Keith Lee. I don't mean to put Karrion Kross. I think this is too soon for him. I just hope they don't do to him what AEW is doing to Lance Archer, because
yes,
we don't need Karrion Kross in the locker room flipping out and then appearing on AEW Dark on YouTube channels. I don't know how it's gonna unfold, but like I said, I've seen this movie. I'm going with the movie. I'm going Keith Lee. So
that was my other point too that I forgot to say is how are you going to go and do the exact thing that AEW did with Lance Archer and just build somebody up just to have the champ get buried or have the champ bury him,
So yes, that'll wrap up TakeOver. A nice little bow. We're all looking forward to the show tonight. I'm extremely TakeOver just does not disappoint to me. I think everybody just needs to just put AEW on the DVR. Watch the pre-show. That pre-show match is going to be great. We're going to fast forward. We get tomorrow night. We got SummerSlam, and for the 33rd time, like I said at the beginning of the show, the 33rd time, we're getting the hottest event of the summer here. Before we get into it. Ryan Joy, I'll lead with you first because you already mentioned it once. I can't get Tina Turner out of my head since they mentioned Thunderdome. Your thoughts on it? Tyler, you missed my half singing last week. I can't hit Tina Turner notes. I'm not even going to try. Ryan Joy, your thoughts on Thunderdome?
I like the way it looks. Not so much when the fans are there in the crowd, but during entrances and all that stuff, I think it looks awesome. And I think there's going to be some really special things for SummerSlam. The fan part of it, I could let that go.
John DeConnie, you like to have some valuable, opinions about some kind of stuff like this. Are you okay with this? Like, I'm a little worried right now.
I think they talked it up about being this next level experience. It didn't exactly blow me away, but I certainly don't have any issues with it. They spent an awful lot of money on monitors, or however they're projecting the fans there into the audience. But I think it looks better being on the bigger stage. So
yeah, it looks like it's like one continuous screen going across like each row of the audience. Tyler, did you get a chance to check out Thunderdome last night?
So I did make sure to catch a little bit of SmackDown last night, just so I could sound educated and not like a moron. I was looking for the Thunderdome. When the pictures first came out earlier in this week, I didn't care for it too much. I thought it looked weird. In ways I kind of thought at first it looked worse than the Performance Center because there was too much going on now. After watching a little bit of SmackDown last night and actually seeing how well everything ran, I'm on board with it. I dig it. I think the thing with the fans, though, is kind of like, I don't know if you saw the pictures circulating around this morning of people blatantly looking for the crowd, finding people asleep, not even on the camera anymore. But it's one of those things where you got to take the chance somewhere. I mean, if the NBA can have a virtual crowd, why can't wrestling?
There you go. John Smith, I'm going to try to do, somebody posted it. I was hoping, this is exactly what I would have done, and somebody did it. Pretty much during I think it was the Bayley-Naomi match, you just saw a teddy bear. Just like on screen like this, just watching. And I thought it was all. This is exactly what I would have done. I wouldn't have put my face on it. Ted would have been representing me in the Thunderdome because, he's my Thunder buddy. It only makes sense. John Smith, your thoughts?
I don't mind it either way. I think I kind of get lost in the matches and forget about the surroundings anyway. I like the Fiend's entrance. I think that's why they started the show off with that, because to show off exactly what they can do with this new setup. But the only thing I don't like is the piped in crowd noise, because they're basically telling you the narrative that they want you to believe with that,
Yeah, I feel like their screens were on mute. That was 100% piped in. I was actually having a conversation with your buddy Jeff Johnson. Apparently he's from Canada. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I guess he doesn't like it. The only time I really notice it is on SmackDown. I feel like Fox is pushing them to do this. I don't hear it on Raw. Apparently I was wrong. I don't hear it on NXT either. Apparently Jeff was saying he hears it on NXT.
I hear it on Dynamite too.
But I think they have more crowd. It's weird. It's weird. I don't really notice it except when I'm watching SmackDown. It's the weirdest thing.
Well, I think the thing with the pumped-in crowd noise is that's to keep any expletives from the virtual crowd from leaking out into the arena. You know what I mean? If you cut out the people who are, dropping curse words or they have fights going on in the background in the house behind them, half your audience is going to be gone halfway through the show. It's just going to be a bunch of black monitors.
It's a trailer park of fights. Hector Alacron likes it. He's a fan of the Thunderdome, so I think it looks amazing. I was more happy with the fact that we got the old stage back. That was the part that really got me. They didn't come out the side. They had the entrance tunnel with the huge Titantron above it. You had the ramp that Naomi flew down. We'll get into that Tuesday. She was like, she looked great, and I was just happy to have the setback. The crowd. He said the crowd. Ryan Joyman agreed also. The crowd, like when it's entrance music and everything's in full effect and strobes or everything, I thought it came out great.
And that's when the word immersive really rings true during those entrances.
My thing is, I went outside. I didn't get invited to the Thunderdome. I went out to try to scalp tickets for a couple front row seats. The price for those front row seats is astronomical. I mean, it is crazy how much those seats cost to get it. No, nobody's laughing here. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna get into SummerSlam.
It can't even be gold.
Yeah, they can't all be gold. There you go. First things first, we're going to throw up our WWE stats. Ryan Joy, who showed up late, but like I said, he had Oscar winning the Money in the Bank. That was Mundo points. He's in a nice little lead right now. Tyler's going strong. I gotta pick up my game. I gotta stop betting against Drew McIntyre. That's 10 points right there. That would have put me a little bit higher. That I lost. Thank you, Bobby Lashley. Thank you, Seth Rollins. And then, so the point system, like I said, for SummerSlam, everything increases by 5 times. So we got 25 points for the WWE and Universal title matches. All other titles are 15. You got 5 points for the 9 title matches. The interpromotional matches get a 5-point bump. We have 2 of them. Since Asuka is a Raw wrestler and both Sasha and Bayley are SmackDown wrestlers, the women's tag titles are not in effect here. That bump wouldn't account for them. So we have some interpromotional play here. And then the men's Money in the Bank cash-in wager. You have to be like being bold if you want to, bet that Otis is going to cash in or somebody's going to cash in. Like I said, I still don't believe it's going to be Otis. 20 points if you're right, 10 points if you're wrong. If you get everything correct, you get the bonus of 25 points, which is huge at this stage in the game. So we're going to go right into it. We're going to lead off where they left us off last night, with the Fiend coming out of an ambulance after being choke slammed off of a loading dock ledge onto the concrete floor. Ryan Joy, you got your stats going here. I'm going to let you lead into this. You can roll with this.
Well, I picked Braun Strowman here. The Fiend debuted at SummerSlam last year, got a victory over Finn Balor. Don't think he's going to repeat this year. So I am picking Strowman. However, I've also marked that checkbox that Money in the Bank is getting cashed in tonight.
So you have Otis getting in the middle of all of this. The monster that's crazy, the Fiend that's out of control, and Otis is going to hop right in, stakes and weights, and take the belt, huh?
I may be totally wrong about the finish to the match, but in some way, shape, or form, Otis is cashing in tonight.
All right, no, here's the thing. You just got to be correct on the cash-in. Does he win the title? I guess that's another question.
I think if he cashes in, he wins.
All right.
Somebody might get beaten down to a pulp, and he's going to come in there, do the caterpillar, walk away with the belt.
I can't picture a caterpillar on the Fiend. John Connie. History tells us when you hit Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, his head you can hit him in the head all day long. You can hit him with 37 curb stomps. He'll still get up. If you spear his belly once, he's done.
That's where.
There was a half-attempted bro hammer or jackhammer or whatever you want to call it. But,
body slam.
Yeah, if you get the Fiend in the belly section, he's a lot more vulnerable. That's what we learned here. This is the scouting report I have on the Fiend. Stay away from his head, attack the belly. Braun's got that running power slam, a la the British Bulldog. John DeConnie, who do you got?
Yes. So yes, the Fiend does have the soft white underbelly like a great white, but I think if you're going the extra mile to roll out the Fiend, I think the Fiend takes it.
All right, Tyler.
So, I got to go Braun Strowman here. It just, from outside of a wrestling standpoint, from a business standpoint, it kind of makes a little bit more sense to let Braun Strowman keep rolling. I know everybody likes to claim that Fox and WWE have a little bit of a rift right now because ratings aren't where Fox is. So I think the last thing you want to do is give the title to somebody who's not wrestling on weekly weekly SmackDown programming when Braun Strowman has been showing up. So I think from a business perspective, Braun Strowman's going to walk out of here. I probably thought a little too deep into that one. Bear with me.
No. If you want to talk about alleged ratings, be my guest.
God.
Don Smith. So the question I have, my answer is going to be yes. I'm taking the Fiend as your new Universal Champion. I've been calling this way back when. Okay, he's going to go through this, he's going to go through that, and eventually it's going to lead to him winning the Universal Championship. So I'm not going to take my pick back now. But is she the reason why? I'm saying yes. I think Alexa Bliss is going to be involved in this.
I think Alexa Bliss is involved if Braun wins. If it was all like a big collusion by Braun and her to get in the Fiend's head somehow, I think that would be one of the you didn't see it coming kind of things.
Yeah.
I do have King Hippo winning though. Stay away from the head, hit the belly.
I would love to see Bray Wyatt have the bandages on his belly buttons.
Yes, exactly. So I do have the Fiend winning because of what you said about how we've been talking about this storyline for months and how we're gonna go back on what we've been saying for months now. So yeah, that's the way I see it.
See, the thing I'm not understanding too, just real quick, just internet garbage and whatnot. They're like Alexa Bliss. I'm not saying she's going to be Sister Abigail. Alexa Bliss is going to be the next Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail is her own thing, right? Alexa Bliss is going to be Alexa Bliss, just a fiendish Alexa Bliss. She's not going to be Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail's, I believe she was Randy Orton burned her house down, if I remember correctly. How does Randy Orton commit arson and get a championship match?
You still on this?
AJ Styles still doesn't know the answer to that.
I think that house got burnt down on a pay-per-view called Payback, did it not?
I think it was before. I think that's what caused the House of Horrors match. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bray Wyatt. I think Alexa Bliss is gonna be in on this. I think that Ultimate Warrior thing that Braun did to her, I just don't. I'm just not gonna let that. My little flower is not gonna let that fly.
For Alexa.
So, the women's championships. The Raw title is held by Sasha Banks. The SmackDown title is held by Bayley. They are both the tag team champions. This is getting a little crazy now because Asuka beat Bayley to earn a Raw title match. Asuka won a tri-brand battle royal to earn a SmackDown title match. Then you go to last night where Corey Graves completely just being a D-hole that Corey Graves is, makes a beat the clock challenge for Sasha and Bayley, and the loser of that has to wrestle Asuka first. Sasha Banks pinned Naomi in 3 minutes and I want to say 39, and I believe it was actually 2 seconds past when the man hit 3. Now, whoever was doing that timer was a little. Anyway, but then Bayley got beat anyway. So, yeah, the Bayley. Oh, Bayley got Bayley got pinned anyway, so the time was irrelevant. It was nice to see somebody actually get a pinfall when he beat the clock challenges too. You don't see that too often. So first up will be Bayley having to defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka, and then from the way it sounds, it's going to be right after Sasha Banks is going to defend the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka as well. So we're gonna bow tie these two matches together. They're one and the same. Sasha and Bayley are connected at the hip, and then they have to go next weekend and defend the tag titles at Payback against opponents to be determined. Tyler, I'm interested on your thoughts on this. With all that said and done, I think I caught you up to speed enough.
Well, so I'm gonna make my picks for the next two matches very easy. I'm taking Asuka for both.
All right, there you go.
I think she's gonna walk out double champ. Going through, a comment we had made back on one of the first episodes of the show. Yeah, she's undoubtedly, hands down, just overall the no crowd MVP. She's done so much. She's performed so well. If anybody deserves it, it's her. Yeah, do I think she's going to hold them for long? Probably not. But I see her taking both championships, and I also see it starting that rift in the Bayley Sasha Banks duo yet again.
Yeah, as I say, we're going on that for 3 to 4 years now between those two. John DeConte. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. Well, you had that theory with Io Shirai coming in on this too for next week of Payback. I love that.
I
That's
did.
Perfect.
I did. I had that in my heart. That's what I want. But because points are on the line, I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to say that Asuka strangles Bayley because she does seem to be vulnerable to that. She's gotten choked out by Shayna. I think she's had some issues with that. So I think Asuka takes that SmackDown title because Bayley's had a nice long run, and then maybe Bayley aids Sasha in holding on to it in the next match. So I'm going to go with Asuka for the SmackDown title and Sasha to retain the Raw title.
I'm going to throw my picks right in here. I'm just going to jump right in the middle because that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. I think it's and that'll land Asuka on both shows as well, because if she has a SmackDown women's title, she can go over there on Fridays, but she's a Raw athlete, so she'll be on Mondays. They can keep going with this, but that's exactly what I have. I have Asuka coming on SmackDown women's title. Whether or not Bayley helps, I think she would. This rift, I don't believe this rift is ever coming. I honestly. Anyway,
tease it for 2 more years.
Like I said, yeah, I know, right? Brian Joy, these matches get the interpromotional bump. Both of these matches are worth 20 and not the standard 15 points. Who you got?
Asuka takes both matches. I'm with Tyler on this, and I agree. She'll be great on both shows.
There you go. John Smith, I'm saving you for last because I know you're the Asuka advocate. You're an Asuka guy.
Yeah, for me, this one's a no-brainer. I love Asuka. Asuka's going to win both matches. I wasn't sure until it was Sasha second because Sasha Banks has never defended her women's championship ever. She's had four titles. Or no, this is the 5th one now. She hasn't defended this one yet. And the other 4 she lost on her first defense. And if anything, she was definitely losing, and maybe Bayley was winning because Bayley has that long streak going. But since Bayley's first, I got double champ Asuka, make it 3 at Payback. I hope so.
I think I'm with John DeConte, but here's the thing: I think Bayley will help Asuka, but then I think it's gonna hit her on Monday when they're on Raw that she's not Bayley Doshrounds anymore, and Sasha's sitting there still being 2 belts back. I think it's gonna hit her then, like, oh my god, like there's something bad happening. But yeah, so this is definitely gonna be a fun, probably 20 to 25 minute, 30-minute, hopefully, like drawn out 2-match segment here.
Is that definitely how they're doing it?
What's that?
Is that definitely how they're doing it, like back-to-back matches?
It's the way it sounds to me. I could be completely wrong, but it looks like the whole reason why they're arguing over who fights her first is because the other one's going to get her worn out right away.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it's going to be, though. I think it's going to be, they're going to open the show with the Bayley match, and the Sasha match will be the pre-main event.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'd like to see.
That would make more sense to give Asuka a break, but okay, sounds good. Up next, and Ryan Joy, thank you so much for making the correct graphic here. Apollo Crews will defend the United States Championship against Montel Vontavious Porter, otherwise known as MVP. As you can see, MVP actually has a spotless record at SummerSlam, albeit only 2 matches. He is 2-0, defeating Jeff Hardy and Jake Hager when he was formerly known as Jack Swagger. And I remember that Apollo Miz match. I don't remember the Murphy match. I guess maybe was that a kickoff show match?
The kickoff show.
Yeah. All right. Who wants first crack at this one? John DeConte, we'll start with you first. You're the belt guy, right? So I know Apollo's going to be walking down with the other one, but I just smiled when Ryan sent that graphic. I'm like, yeah.
It will forever tickle me how much you despise that new belt. But I'm going to go with Apollo Crews here to finally put this to bed, and MVP and the Hurt Business can move on to whatever their next little feud or issue is going to be. Maybe they take over the Underground or something like that. But I've got Apollo retaining.
All right, John Smith.
Speaking of the Underground, a few weeks ago, they went down there and said, "We run this now," and then they haven't been back since. Really, maybe there was one appearance. I don't think so though. So I think maybe they nixed that because MVP is going to win this title. I think he's finally getting it. I think the Hurt Business needs something like I think it gives them a little more credibility to have a title over somebody's shoulder, and they're not putting it on Bobby Lashley right now. So.
Yeah, it would make more sense to me. I agree with that. It's got to be Bobby Lashley if you're going to
possibly like a Cedric Alexander heel turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Brian, I got two questions for you. One question, but one point I want to bring up that on Monday night, Apollo Crews defeated Shelton Benjamin. So now Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are both banned from ringside. So MVP's got to go at this alone. Not sure what tricks he has up his sleeve, other than somehow. This is the question: is R-Truth and the 24/7 title, is this going to come into effect again with this? Because every time the Hurt Business is out there, R-Truth is all of a sudden R-Truth is getting chased by ninjas.
I had not thought of the R-Truth angle into this match, but certainly now that you bring it up, I think that's definitely going to happen. But I think John Smith is onto something. You know, Hurt Business is banned from ringside, but Cedric Alexander is not. And I think we're going to see a Cedric Alexander heel turn.
That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. I'm seeing that. I wanted both him and Ricochet in Hurt. When I saw MVP, I'm like, okay, give him Cedric and give him Ricochet and give him Apollo. But instead he took Shelton Benjamin, which I'm not at all mad about. And Bobby, which I'm not mad about either. So anyway, Tyler,
I had Apollo Crews winning until I heard all of these very good points about a almost kind of forgotten Cedric Alexander. I think throwing him with MVP, Lashley, and Benjamin is a great move. So as we speak, I'm going to change my pick to MVP because I completely disregarded everything you all said too.
Yeah,
I feel stupid for doing such a thing.
That's why I try to keep you last as possible. I know the gerbil on the wheel in your brain. You know, it takes him a little bit to get going. But once he gets
not moving at the moment.
Once he gets going,
at the moment he's not moving. He's still drawing a building.
I'm going to think this is going to be straight up one-on-one. I don't think this is going to be anything. I don't think Truth's going to get involved. I don't think Cedric's going to get involved. I think this is going to be a straight up Apollo Crews butt whooping. And I don't think it's going to last long. I'll go somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes. I think Apollo is just going to dispose of him. Although, I mean, as an MVP, he's probably, he's a smart guy. He's probably going to have some tricks up his sleeve. But I don't see anything. I don't know. But in the next match, somebody did have a trick up their sleeve. As we found out last Monday on Raw, it was Zelina Vega. Allegedly, like I said, we couldn't really see her. Back was to the camera. But she was the one that poisoned Montez Ford. Montez Ford came back, and now this match was booked before that. Well before that, the feud has been going along. Angel Garza and Andrade, I believe, won a 3-team triple threat tag match with Ricochet and Cedric and with the Viking Raiders to earn this opportunity. And as I mentioned when this match was booked all those weeks ago, this match was actually originally supposed to take place at WrestleMania, but Andrade hurt his ribs. So, Tyler, we'll start with you on this one. Let's get that gerbil up and running, get him some caffeine. There you go.
I'm taking my good friends, the Street Profits. I don't like Andrade. I don't like Angel Garza. They annoy the absolute hell out of me, which in turn actually means they're doing their job. So, yeah, I don't like them. I'm taking the Street Profits for this match.
Yeah, Joe? Yeah, he's getting angry again. Yeah, Andrade. It's Andrade and Angel. Yeah.
Terrible. You're terrible.
All right, I'll have him call you after the show. Yeah, Tyler, can you call Joey after the show, please?
Yeah, you got it.
Ryan Joy, who do you got on this one?
I do like Andrade. I do like Angel Garza, but I also picked the Street Profits in this match. Although I have this feeling about Austin Theory. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna make a return.
Yeah, he was not future Endeavor, but I know rumors were flying around about him, and he's been off TV for a while. But then the last time we saw him, he wasn't even with Angel Garza or Andrade. They kind of gave him the boot, and he was with Seth Rollins. So I don't know. Maybe see him in the street fight. That'd be pretty fun. John DeConti. John Smith, I'm saving that because you got the shirt on. I'm going to save you for last on this one. John DeConti.
All right. Well, it would make more sense to me after the underhanded tactics of poisoning Montez Ford for the Street Profits to retain here. But I think they've drawn this out so long and that a title change is going to take place between these two. So why not here on the biggest stage of the summer? So I'm going to go with Andrade and Garza.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Andrade and Angel Garza as well, just for the sole fact I want to see a Raw Tag Team title match. I want to see a feud, and this is why I'm hoping that Cedric doesn't turn, and I hope you guys are wrong with that one. I want to see those guys. I want to see Andrade and Angel Garza versus Cedric and Ricochet for the Raw Tag Team titles, and I want to see it a lot. John Smith!
Hey! Yeah, definitely got Andrade and Garza. And for no other reason than I just think they're going to win. And, you know, I guess I'm a little biased, but I also am still contemplating a Money in the Bank cash-in by Heavy Machinery after this. Because
for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Interesting.
Yes. Never saw it coming, man.
I wouldn't see that one coming. No.
Exactly. That's like, you know, I'm looking at all these matches. What matches could you not see something coming in? And I think, you know, that's definitely one of the things that you would definitely not see coming. So
okay, well, that's going to be the question at the end. So don't throw all your ideas out now. You got to tease the people. You got to make them want more. You got to wait till the end. Wait till the end.
Yeah, I got you.
Tyler, all this Andrade and Angel Garza love looks like it's hurting your head, buddy. Are you okay?
I don't like it.
Okay, so we have a street fight coming up between Seth Rollins and El Hijo de Mysterio after the brutal kendo stick quote-unquote initiation, I guess if you want to call it that, attack by Seth Rollins and Murphy on Dominic Mysterio. Ray came back on Monday, and they got their a couple licks in on Rollins, but I don't think that's nearly enough. This turned into a street fight. This was specifically only, I guess Seth was just allowing Dominic to use the kendo stick, just let him have his fun, because Dom likes to carry it around. But then all of a sudden, it turned out that both of them can use some toys, both of them can use some weapons. So Ryan Joy, I'll let you start with this. I haven't started with you in a while. Who do you got?
I have Dominic in this match. I think this has gone on for a long time now, and I think this is the conclusion of the story. Dominic gets the W. Rollins moves on.
Okay. John Smith.
Yeah.
Dominic's father. What's that?
No, nothing. Go.
I was saying Dominic's father Ray also made his WWF pay-per-view debut at SummerSlam.
Dominic's father Eddie.
And then he has Dominic's true father, Eddie Guerrero. Actually, they had a custody ladder match with Ray. That Dominic actually cost Eddie the match. So Dominic's already been at SummerSlam. He's already had a major impact on the history of SummerSlam. One of the most memorable matches in the history of the show. But the original point is that Ray he debuted against Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle gave him the L, hung the L on him anyway, twisted the ankle. Ray tapped in his pay-per-view debut. John Smith,
SummerSlam 02, right?
2002.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there.
That was a pretty big day. That was a big SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Big
So,
SummerSlam, small building.
Very,
So-
very small building.
Yeah, I got Dominic. I agree with everything Ryan said. Maybe this will be a way to get Rollins off TV for a while because Becky might be due soon. We don't know how far along she was when she gave up the title to begin with. So he might be going home for that until the baby's born. That's just a theory. Either way, I think Dominic is winning. But as far as like what Rollins is going to do after that, it's going to be kind of hard for him to save face and stay on TV every week. So that's why I think he's going to take a little break after.
Okay. As we discussed it, I believe it was episode 1 or 2. I don't know if it was myself or Tyler, but one of us was making fun of the other for holding a pea stick under Becky Lynch to find out when exactly she was pregnant. And that the actual match with Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania should have been a disqualification because it was a 2-on-1. But by our numbers, if she wrestled at WrestleMania, she wasn't pregnant. That's April. April plus 9 is around December. So it's just to do some math there for you.
Thank you.
No problem. April plus 9, right? There's a math problem for you. Who didn't I get to yet? Tyler, I didn't get to you.
Hi. I think, I just think it's too obvious Dominic wins. Kind of stemming off my Pat McAfee theory where celebrity never usually goes down easy. The momentum and the I guess background Dominic is coming from either. I think it just makes it too obvious to be a debut win for him.
All right. We got everybody on this one, right? John the Con, we get you?
You didn't, but my feelings about this.
I know. That's why I'm kind of like, wait. I didn't hear any type of hatred about eyes or anything.
Never see it coming. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, John the Connie, here's your question: is this what we're not going to see coming? Is Dominic going to lose an eye?
Dear God, oh God, I hope not. The least said about this match, the better. Like Tyler said, I think Dominic getting the win wraps it up almost too nicely. So I'm going to go with Rollins without putting much thought into it at all because I just want this to be over.
All right. I got Seth Rollins too. I just don't think you got to think. Rollins has been around for. He can't lose to a kid in a street fight. I don't know. I just can't see Seth Rollins losing this match. I can see him getting whooped. I can see him getting Ray holding him and Dominic just killing him with the stick. I just can't see Seth Rollins losing to a kid on SummerSlam. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. A little bit more of a serious. We had a change in the women's match on SmackDown. Sonya Deville had a rough week, and we're all I guess we're breaking kayfabe here that they are changing the stipulations for her match with Mandy Rose. They switched it last night on SmackDown after Sonya Deville gave Dana Brooke 5 really hard ones across the eyes. Holy Christ. It's not a hair versus hair anymore. It is now a no disqualification, which I do have to tell you guys, the range of emotions I went through when she said no disqualification, and I jumped out of my chair like this, and then loser leaves WWE. I was like, oh. So, John DeConnie, I'll throw it to you on this one first. Unfortunately, we're treading the lines of real life here.
Yeah, I think that makes it because of the new developments this week. I think that makes it that much easier to pick Mandy, and that is who I'm going with. It's going to be. I love Sonya, so I'm going to be a little upset to see her go away for a little while. But obviously, she's got some stuff to take care of, and I will enjoy seeing her come back whenever that may be. But Mandy for now, and they find some way to write Sonya back in somewhere down the line.
John Smith. Yeah, I'm saying we're gonna make a joke. It's really not a funny situation. Why would you try, of all the women in New Jersey and in the world, try to kidnap Sonya Deville, who could probably whoop your ass in a matter of 5 seconds? Like it just blows my mind. Anyway, who do you got?
Some people are just psychopaths, man. There's really no choice.
He's a complete moron. Like,
You
what?
ever see that movie? You ever see the movie The Fan with Robert De Niro?
No, I never.
Oh, it's a good one. It's about basically this situation, so you should check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Mandy winning. Same exact thing that John said. Sonya I think is going to go away for a while, so I think that's the beginning and end of that one.
Ryan Joy.
I think Sonya has outperformed everybody in the ring, outperformed her expectations on the microphone.
Oh yeah, she's been great.
Amazing. And I just think it's going to make her comeback story really good. So yeah, Mandy Rose.
Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're pretty much all on the same page here. Just everything that unfolded this week and how busy she's going to be, or setting everything up, in and out of a court. It makes picking anybody. It makes picking Mandy Rose that much easier. Like,
gentlemen, I spy a Jersey girl, and you are all falling for it. Sonya Deville for the win. She's gonna whoop Mandy's ass, and if she has to go, I'm gonna go down on the sword with her. But I don't think so. I think this is all just a plot, a twist. Not that the kidnapping was, but Vince is playing off it. You're all falling for it. Sonya Deville for the win. I spy the Jerseyest of all Jersey girls, baby.
Yeah, Joe, can we have a conversation about Al tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really liking him at the moment.
What I do think would be cool though is if Sonya loses when she comes back, she could crash NXT and be like, "This isn't WWE, this is NXT."
Exactly.
And I think Sonya is definitely capable of carrying a women's division in NXT.
100%. And then we're going to assume that this is going to be the main event. This is the last match on our show for us to pick. We're assuming that this is the two top guys in the company right now. You got Randy Orton, who has been around for the longest time. He is, I believe, now, Brian Joy, correct me if I'm wrong, 14-time WWF World Heavyweight Champion against the current WWE champion, there's push-ups, Drew McIntyre. And this is, if you hear like other people around the world with podcasting, the one I'm thinking specifically is Bubba Ray Dudley. He was on the bump one day. He's like, Drew McIntyre's a great champion. He's great. He's this and that. And he's shooting him off. And it's all going to come crashing down when he faces Randy Orton. So Bubba Ray knows he's picking Randy Orton. Tyler, we'll give you the start on this. You are the sheriff. This is the main event. You get first cracks here. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm taking Randy Orton also. I think obviously the way things went down with Edge's little injury back a couple months ago, this was probably supposed to be where the third and final match in the Orton Edge trilogy was. Obviously, things happen. I think this is going to set up for Orton to take the title and then hand it right over to Edge for a little while when he's healthy.
All right, we're just going to go around the clock here. I guess around the horn. Can I say around the horn without getting sued or doing push-ups? Ryan Joy.
I think 99% of people agree with Tyler on this, but I'm actually going to pick Drew McIntyre. And I wouldn't be surprised. Edge can do one or two things. I think Edge comes and does a run-in, causes a little something to happen here, leads to their third match in the trilogy. I'm picking Drew McIntyre.
All right, John Smith, I know you like to play Dr. Google. I know. All right, let's just call it. You did it once, so I'm not just going to call you Dr. Google. You did it with Dexter Loomis. Did you have? Did you look up? I thought Edge was going to be out to like Rumble-ish area, so I don't know. Do you think maybe? I don't.
Just want one move.
Yeah,
the ankle.
Yeah, but here I am. So it's John Smith. Who do you got?
I got Randy Orton. I think this is going to be the main event, and I think this is definitely going to be like a huge swerve. The one thing that comes to mind is there's a reason the lights went out when Ric Flair got punted in the head. It's because he didn't get punted in the head. And maybe it's the big swerve, and he comes out and takes out Drew or gives him the low blow, and Randy wins that way.
Yeah, or maybe he did the punt, but he just still has it in his heart for Randy to break his record.
Either way.
Yeah. John DeConnie, that's a small story for you. I got an email from one of the guys in our pool. His name is Michael Girl Maiello. You'll never see it coming. That's going to be our next question. You'll never see it coming. He's got Randy Orton winning the match, which I guess a lot of you guys have. He's got Otis cashing in on Randy Orton.
Good luck.
So Randy Orton would get number 15 for like 5 minutes, and then when Randy beats Otis to get the belt back, that's 16 times the record. What do you say, John Cuddy?
I think all that makes me question my pick, but the way I have felt about this since it got set up with that Randy Orton 9-minute promo to open Raw one week was that Drew has been the unfortunate victim of this whole COVID thing. He didn't really get his moment at WrestleMania. And no offense to Bobby Lashley and Dolph Ziggler, but he hasn't had the most stellar of competition. I saw this all setting up as Drew getting that one big notch on the headboard, beating a legend. So I'm sticking with it. I'm going to say McIntyre retains and beats Orton, whether he goes over clean or Flair shows up against Orton or Edge or Beth Phoenix for that matter, picks an ankle and helps him out. I don't know, but I'm going to go with McIntyre retaining.
Yeah, I got Drew. I said I'm not going to bet against Drew McIntyre. I already lost so many points on Drew McIntyre. I'm not going to lose any more. Like I said, I don't know how often both titles change on one show. I know WrestleMania is probably a little more frequent, but if I got Bray Wyatt winning the Universal title, I think Drew McIntyre is going to retain. That's kind of where my head's at with that. It's nothing against Orton. Going back to Orange thing, I woke up this morning. I want to be WWE champion, so he got the title. I woke up this morning wanting to be WWE champion, John DeConnie.
That's it. That's all it takes.
Randy Orton committed arson. Anyway, so we're gonna break this. This is the last question of the show. And you see it on all the graphics. They didn't really make too much of a deal with it. He just thought maybe it was just some kind of a tagline. You'll never see it coming. But then Vince McMahon last night on SmackDown, when he was promoting Underdome or however he says it, he kind of said it with a smirk on his face. So the whole point is we're not going to see this coming. So I'm going to make a dumb assumption. We're going to have 5 different opinions here. I just gave one from Michael Girl Maiello. That's 6. We're probably all going to be wrong because we're not supposed to see this coming. So this might be pretty crazy. We're hoping. So we'll go reverse around the horn here. John DeConnie, any ideas what we're not seeing coming here? And does it include Otis?
I'm going to say no on Otis, and because I put no thought into you never saw it coming, I'm going to go with something that I literally just thought of off the top of my head during the last segment, and Beth Phoenix causes the interference on Randy Orton to let McIntyre retain.
All right. John Smith, what aren't you seeing coming?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Otis. I mean, I do like the idea that I had on the tag match, but I don't think he's actually going to cash in. It would have to be the Ric Flair thing because we've all been crying over Ric Flair for a few weeks. Yeah. That's my best guess. If it's not that, I couldn't even begin to tell. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Retribution once this entire show. Like,
no.
What's going on with them? Like, who's is the leader of them going to be revealed at the end? And that's how the main event is won or lost, is because of Retribution. Could Randy Orton be the leader of Retribution? He hasn't been attacked by them, and I think pretty much everybody else has on SmackDown. Or I mean, not so much on Raw, but a lot of people, like, he hasn't been a subject of theirs, you know?
Yeah, it seems like they've just been beating up wrestlers on SmackDown, but destroying like Transformers and production trucks on Raw. I think Raw's getting kind of getting off easy. Ryan Joy.
Well, John Smith stole my thunder, but don't worry, let me take something off the shelf here. Okay, Buddy Murphy turning on Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay. During the street fight, and then he helps Dominic win.
Helps Dominic win, but somewhere there's a new disciple. I don't know who, but there you go.
Interesting. Tyler, what have you not seen coming?
The way wrestling has panned out in the last few months, I'm expecting something completely unexpected, as I think we all are. You know, I think the Beth Phoenix theory is great. I think the new disciple theory is great. I don't know. I honestly, tomorrow they have so much worked out for tomorrow. Again, between everything going on in Sonya Deville's personal life and the street fight, and Alexa Bliss probably not being involved in the Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt match. It's so much can happen tomorrow. It could be so great.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting show, especially if this is looming, but it also going to be a really serious letdown if nothing happens, like if Rich Swann is the mystery opponent.
That's cancel the network worthy.
Yeah, well,
we got a show to do, man.
yeah, exactly. I think it's going to something to do with Retribution. Yeah, I like revealing the leader who's behind it. Maybe it's Vince McMahon again. Is he the higher power again? Like, are we doing this again? I don't know. But that is it. That is it for us. 1 minute over 90. So good. But the funny thing was we were expected to go 2 hours, and now we're cutting it short. Anyway. So that's it. This is SummerSlam. Just the only bill we have to pay, we're going to tune in to us. Come back to see us on Tuesday, 6 p.m., the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Tyler, we hope you're there with us. Ryan will be there because we know we had our New Japan final last night, so I want to talk to you about that. Congrats on your correct pick, though. Nice job.
Thank you.
And then I don't know if we're going to have enough time to talk about TakeOver results and SummerSlam results on Tuesday on episode 16, because I can go on for about 90 minutes on Rohit Raju's miracle X Division Championship win. I think we just might make it a Rohit Raju special and just go highlight his entire career up until this X Division Championship reign.
It won't be hard. This was the one win.
Yeah, right.
Desi,
And he hung
Hitman
the loss
special.
on all of us. He hung the loss on all of us in our picks. So, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, we have more than enough time here. It's a little before, it's around 4:30 here, Eastern Standard Time. There's a basketball game on. I'm sure everyone's watching before Dynamite, beginning of Dynamite. Then you got the pre-show for TakeOver. You got SummerSlam tomorrow. I believe Fox is airing a Best of SummerSlam things. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. I saw that, but something really cool. So I saw too after SummerSlam tomorrow, they're doing one of those WWE 24s, I guess. And they're highlighting WrestleMania 36. So they're going to go behind the scenes of the pandemic and probably one of the craziest WrestleManias of all time. And you'll just see how crazy it was. I'm really looking forward to that because I was a firm supporter that the show must go on for that. And the guys who wanted to perform should be allowed to. And they did. And they put on a hell of a show. That was just too big for just one night, similar to Emergence. You got 16 matches. It was one of the best WrestleManias for more than just wrestling. It kept this country together, kept this country in a little bit of normality. while we were fighting a huge pandemic. But I'll get off my soapbox on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, for John DeConnie, for John Smith, for Ryan Joy from MinutesToBellTime.com, make sure you go to MinutesToBellTime.com and subscribe to the Body Slam Brigade. Tyler Adelle, our sheriff, our beautiful sheriff, thank you so much again for coming back. We've missed you.
I missed you too.
Do your thing tomorrow night, honey. Do your thing. Do what you do. We love you. John DeConnie.
Thank you all for joining us on this very special edition. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.